Mountains sank into the sea, and even the sea got drowned by the dirty waves from across the strait. For so many years, the stories of Taiwan's communist fighters were like top-secret files locked in an iron cabinet, sealed away untouchable. A few days ago, I watched a drama called Silent Honor. Finally, there's a show that dares to tell the story of Taiwan's hidden battlefield between CPC and KMT. And it's not sugar-coated, no fake names, no twisted plots, no flashy directing. Just a stubborn determination to return truth to history brings the heroes' names back from the forgotten archives and onto the screen. The story follows Wu Shi, a Communist Party member who went undercover in Taiwan as Deputy Minister of National Defense under the KMT regime. He secretly sent key intelligence to CPC about movements of KMT army on Kinmen Island, southwest China. These reports helped the PLA successfully liberate the Zhoushan Islands. But in 1950, due to betrayal, Wu Shi and his comrades were captured and executed. When it comes to traitors, I'm angry about it. A shameless, despicable man who betrayed Wu Shi is Cai Xiaoqian, whose betrayal destroyed the entire Taiwan Provincial Committee. Based on the list he provided, the KMT arrested more than 1,800 underground members, and over 1,100 were executed, including Wu Shi and Zhu Feng. Zhu is the female comrade who maintained his communication line. Ironically, Cai Xiaoqian was the only Taiwanese communist to complete the Long March, a man who had endured tests of faith. In 1945, he was appointed head of the CPC's Taiwan Provincial Committee. In 1946, he secretly returned to Taiwan as its party secretary. He knew almost every underground worker by name, but later he was consumed by lust and luxury, abandoned his faith, indulged in high-end restaurants, steaks, and coffee, completely forgetting the Long March days before, even misused party funds for his own pleasures, and had an illicit affair with his 4-year-old sister-in-law. He flaunted his identity as an underground communist just to raise money and feed his vanity. He was not a leader, he was a worm, corroded by his own pleasure. In 1950, Cai was arrested at his home in Taipei. He was wearing an expensive suit, arrogant as ever, and even demanded steak, while being interrogated by KMT intelligence chief Gu Zhengwen. After a brief escape, he hid in a rural village in Taiwan for 2 months. But unable to bear the simplicity of peasant life, he walked into town for a Western meal. In a suit, no less on a road full of plain-dressed farmers, he stood out like a target. The secret agents disguised as peasants caught him instantly. And this time, before the torture even began, he confessed everything. For steak, for coffee, for a life of comfort in prison, he betrayed everyone he knew. Wu Shi, Zhu Feng, and over 1,800 comrades in Taiwan. Even with the enemy's knife at their necks, the communist heroes stood firm. Zhu died with his eyes set toward the mainland and heart with Chinese people. Before execution, Zhu shouted, "Long live the Communist Party of China." She fell of 7 bullets. Zhang Zhizhong, head of the CPC Armed Work Department, was also captured. He pointed at Cai Xiaoqian's face and cursed him for his corruption and cowardice. Even when Cheng Chengkuo tried to persuade him to defect, he only said one thing: "If you really want to help me, let me die quickly." For one traitor's survival, 1,800 comrades were arrested or killed. The entire underground organization in Taiwan was destroyed. Cai Xiaoqian didn't just betray the party to save himself. He actively cooperated with the KMT authorities, wrote a public confession, drafted a surrender plan. He went on social medias urging his former comrades to surrender, helped the enemy hunt down the last remaining underground fighters. At the height of the White Terror, he even led the anti